the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup.
Motorsport from the outside looks very fancy. There are bikes which are super fast. You are geared up with fancy colorful leathers, and there are cameras moving around you. You're shot. But when you come to the racetrack and actually experience racing, and when you understand the whole science and the effort which goes behind this, is when you'll realize, okay, this is what racing is. And it's definitely not easy. It takes a lot of effort physically and mentally. And also you need to have a lot of courage to be riding those bikes at that speeds in the racetrack. So we are here at the final selections of the Continental GT Cup at Kari Motor Speedway, Coimbatore.
We have our 48 finalists, 12 from each zone. They're here with us and we're going to take them through the paces on a full-length racetrack.
This was the first time I'm just seeing the track. Before this, I have never seen this track at all.
And in this track, I think there is plenty of space to breathe, as compared to the go-kart track.
Here the turns are very fast. We are going into a corner very fast, like 110, 120.
The speeds they will attain at the full-length racetrack are much greater than what they were doing at the go-kart tracks at the zonal rounds.
वहाँ में सिर्फ 1, 2, 3 गियर्स, only 3 गियर्स. यहाँ मेरा चेन नंबर भी लगा सकता है और हार्ड ब्रेकिंग भी मार सकता है.
And we have a 4-day schedule, the first 2 days of which are Royal Enfield Track School.
So the idea behind 4-day planning is that we don't want the participants to directly come from zonals and do a time shootout. We want them to give a proper experience of riding around the racetrack.
So first of all, congratulations to make it to the top 48.
The first 2 days being track school, the aim is to learn as much as I can.
Ask every one of you to keep an eye on me, okay?
So the trainers take them around the track and they show them around the racing lines, the track safety things which they should be aware of. So we prepare them to ride on a racetrack which they'll be actually racing during the GT Cup.
3 राउंड तो चला है या फिर 3 राउंड लास्ट राउंड में अकेला भी चला है और पीछे में जो ट्रेनर था वो भी समझा दिया हमको कैसे बाइक को लीन करना है, कि कौन सा मिस्टेक है, कौन सा तुम्हारा ठीक है, सब कुछ हमको समझा दिया.
उसके बाद हमको बेसिक बॉडी पोजीशन, गियर शिफ्टिंग, विजन, ब्रेकिंग, कंट्रोलिंग, काउंटर स्टीयरिंग.
On the fast track, this motorcycle at very high speeds, it was more of a learning.
We've got the best of each zone. Now, out of this, we further need to filter out the 12 best grassroots amateurs.
Now, how do you get the feedback from the tire?
Handle.
No, not handlebar. Your bum. Alright? So make sure your bum is really active to get all the input. So that is where you get all the feedback of what is happening.
अपने बम के बारे में आपने आज क्या सीखा?
वो हिल नहीं पाएगा. मुझे ये समझ में आया अभी. अभी थोड़ा सा हिला के देखना है आज. वही जिता सकता मुझे.
बम के बारे में तो बहुत कुछ सीख लिया. पहले तो बम का यूज नहीं हो रहा था. हम केयरफुली उससे केयर करेगा, उसको अच्छा से मेंटेन करेगा. Shake your boom.
As you can see behind me, it's pretty overcast. We all got lightly drizzled upon when we were doing the track walk in the morning with all the riders.
we did a track walk today, and there was 4 or 5 pointers that I registered in my mind that I need to improve on these things. And it would have been good to get the proper track time to put the theories in action.
It was planned that we go out and then experience the motorcycle at higher speeds, but unfortunately the weather had different ideas, so we could not get onto the motorcycle.
But having said that, we actually didn't waste the time. We did a couple of things. We showed the onboard video to show them that what can be done. In addition to it, even when it was pouring, we took them around the car, showed them the markers that this is where you accelerate, this is where you brake, this is where you turn.
Downshift your things, and from this point you start dive into the corner.
So I would say we are not short of anything for them to send to the time shootout. In the first half, the pros, 50 pros who are invited will be attending the selection program, and the top 12 get to be on the grid. The amateurs in the second half will get a time shootout.
And at the end of this, based on pure lap times, as pure merit, we'll end up with the 12 fastest amateurs. They will form the final grid for the Continental GT Cup Season 24.
Hi, morning guys. I've come here to participate in Continental GT Pro selection.
Danger, coming with them bangers. Tell me where my paper. Still on the same mission, trying to live major. Don't hate me, hate the game. I'm a player.
Been completely into racing for the past 4 or 5 years. Won 3 championships. I raced internationally also.
You think you're confident enough that you'll feature in the top 12?
I'm just figuring out where I'll be in the 1 or 2, so not the 12. So.
I've been racing from 2018. I won the last year national championship, and I raced with the GT Cup in the first 2 years, 2021 and 22.
Fuck about your feedback, get back, sit back, watch me spit that kickback.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Feels wonderful to be back. I know there is unfinished business to be settled. That's why I'm back here. I will settle it this year.
Welcome to professionals, man.
Thank you. Now this year is a new year. I have also changed a few things in my riding, and I'm going to just not say much but keep it as a surprise.
That there are a lot of amateurs over here who we can interact with and give them our tips and tricks.
This is a year of many firsts for Royal Enfield and the Continental GT Cup. The grassroots amateurs is a first, the zonal selections is a first, the team championship is a first. The Twin Power Trophy is the final manifestation of this. We combine 1 amateur and 1 pro rider to form a team. Their points tallies get added, and you have a team championship also running in parallel. So this incentivizes the pros to mentor their respective amateur teammates and to help, get them to learn the ropes quicker than they would have if they had no mentorship.
So this whole concept of pro-amateur thing, I think it's going to be fun because you actually have one coach with you all the time. At least you have someone who's already been there before, so probably all of your mistakes are already covered by someone else.
Qualifying is one of the strongest point of mine. I'm prepped for it. I know I'll be in the top 12.
I just probably rode by 70 to 80% because the point here is to be in the top 12, and here coming first, second or third doesn't really matter.
To be back on a bike so talky is definitely very good, and I was really enjoying it.
That's why we were early today here, so that we could see the pros send it on the track.
I saw professionals and they're gunning the bike and pushing the bike to the limits with the fresh rubbers.
Oh my God, I think that requires a lot of practice, a lot of years of training, and I hope to reach that level someday, hopefully.
and cutting to the chase.
Yeah.
Are you going to come in the top 12?
Definitely, that's why I'm here.
I saw number 1 once, I want to see it again.
Maintain your heart rate, figure out the lines, then push it for the next 3 laps and get the best out of it.
That final 1 second or a half second is where things matter. And these zonal finalists are in that zone where every millisecond also matters. And it's definitely not going to be easy.
Personally, I felt it was one of the worst laps that I have put. And, you know, it was not very great on the way I was riding it.
Started well. I took the first lap and kept on building the pace and eventually lost my front at the Mickey Mouse, so I crashed.
The first lap I did good. The second lap I went in the Mickey Mouse area, I tapped the brake, but it left and I went to the drainage and I crashed.
And one of the riders who crashed over there said that I was tapping the brake. I said, you never tap the brake, you always squeeze it like a rifle trigger.
I caught up a rider in second lap, so I missed the timing a bit over there. Anyway, third lap I was just stress-free and I just rode it with all my potential.
This is my first time riding in Kari, so that's a very big thing for me. And if I didn't get selected, it's okay. I have ridden in Kari. I have ridden the GT 650 on Kari, so that's a very big thing for me.
I didn't realize how hard it was, but it's quite hard. It humbles you.
So we concluded the final rider selection.
I hope everyone's had a good day.
We ended up with our batch of 12 and 3 reserve riders.
I'll start with the pros. Kayan Zubin Patel, Navneet Kumar, Jagdish Nagaraj. I'm now going to announce the amateurs.
The whole point is, it's about not how good I am, it's about relatively how good I am.
Whatever happens, happens.
On 9th, we have Dipankar Lamba, Joring Varisa.
I was not expecting I'll be selected. And now I'm more confident now.
Third is Avinash Palghat.
My hopes were very low, but turned out I was on the top 3, so that was quite a surprise for me.
Second fastest, Yogesh P.
I hope I would be somewhere in the 5th or 6th position, but I was happy I finished it in 2nd position.
And the fastest we have today is Nijin A. The only one of the amateurs in a 126.
So I performed my best out here, but I didn't expect I will come first on the amateur list.
I was relieved to see that the amateur grid had a good mix of riders from all 4 zones, and that was the intention when we actually embarked on this journey of doing zonals and going to all 4 corners of the country.
That's all right. I mean, this was a good first-time experience for me, and I accept the results and we'll work harder next time. We'll see it next year.
I'll definitely come back next year. I tasted the blood. I want it now.
देखता हूँ अगली बार थोड़ा वेट कम करके आएंगे तो शायद ज़्यादा हेल्प मिलेगा.
So guys, everyone have your coaches. Alright, so that will be our coach for the whole day.
So day 4, we are focusing on our final grid of 12 amateur riders plus the 3 reserve riders. And they're going to be put through simulations.
Polish whatever you've been learned all 2 days. They experience a mock race weekend where they go through qualifying, and we also do a race simulation right from showing a 5-minute board to 3-minute board to a proper race start.
Even if your bike is like this, that calls for a jump start.
We have ridden motorcycles before. What we have not done is, one, the race procedure. Most of us had no clue what sequence, what do we have to do.
You just experience the start of a race. We were going out in groups. So like group 1, I was in group 2. And group 1, they just went ballistic. And we just looked at each other and like, shit just got real.
For the formation lap, the moment they start taking out the green flag, you take off. I was expecting that maybe when they take off and then put it down is when basically my whole batch. So we were still sitting and waiting where Anish came in and said, if this was a race, you guys were all out.
All the effort which we put is just going to train. So the moment he lifts it, he goes it. The moment it
So we learnt all this not at the expense of the main race. So that's something which we all are very thankful. All the 4 days, I think this was the day where the learning was max.
And I think with this final day, I would confidently tell that, these guys are all prepared to go racing along with the pros. So from where they started to day 1 and to where they have done in their qualifying, you can see a massive difference that they are pretty much close to the pro grade.
I knew like the more seat time we get, I would be more faster. So I was faster 2 seconds than yesterday's qualifying. I should thank to the instructors. They are really amazing. They guide me like each and every point. They guide us very well.
All I want to take away is the fact that I can ride the bike in a way which I couldn't have otherwise. Because number 1, protection. Number 2, guidance. Number 3, good bike.
We've got our 12 amateurs, we've got our 12 pros. The Pro-Am grid is set, the teams are allocated, and we're looking forward to 3 exciting rounds of racing. So we'll see you at round 1 of the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup.
See you at the first round of the Continental GT Cup 2024. Cut.